Hello, this is Fat Mystic Wizard, aka Andrew, coming at you with my Team YCS deck profile. Um, our teammate Josh's is already on the channel, on his Lost World Dino deck profile. I did not do it at the same location he is. As when we went to record mine initially, there was a lot of volume and noise, and it got interrupted, and I did not want you guys to hear the noise and the cursing and the language to the extremities that they were. So I'm doing it at home without help of a cameraman, so it's a little wobbly, but we'll live. I played True Dracos that day, and why it is a skillless deck nowadays, it does its job well, and it pretty much has a decent matchup against anything. So without further ado, let's get into the profile. We have 3 Ignis Heats. Ignis Heat allows you to get your consistency card and your recyclable card in the forms of Disciples and Heritage. Also, the only one that at 3 you need 3 of, so yeah, really good. Next, I have 2 Maiden. Now, while I still stand on my stance that she has been significantly reduced since Masterpiece's banning, I did have some mild results with her this weekend, being able to summon her, have the Apocalypse on the field, and then when they went to use the effect of a card, search out Ignis or Dynamite, and then tribute her off or the trap off immediately. But yeah, she still has her issues, unfortunately. So yeah, I just don't think she's as powerful as she once was. So 2 of her. 1 Dynamite Fighter. Still self-explanatory. Still need 1 of it. Allows you to play the really powerful Apocalypse trap that cuts all your opponent's attack in half. The return has its uses. And also the strongest monster in the deck at 2,528 with the field spell. So 1 of this, really good. Now, a unique take I took on this is I played 2 Inspector Border and 2 Amano Awado. Now, the reason I didn't play 3 of 1 is the problem is, hey Pepper, cats, interference, is the fact that Inspector Border is really good against Salads going turn 1, but it doesn't really do anything against Sky Strikers. And Amano Awado is really good going second after a board has been established. So, yeah, really good in their own right, but Inspector Border is not good going second, while Amano Awado is not good going first. I like Amano Awado because it stops all the activate effects of negate boards have been made. It stops hand traps. I like Inspector Border if I go first because they don't even, like, Thunder Dragon and Salads don't even get a play. So, and I decided 1 of each other copy in case I need to side them out. So, that's it for the monsters. For the spells, we play 3 Dragonic Diagram along with 2 Terraforming. This card is so good, it's not even funny. I really like the fact that it gives them all 300, gives them battle immunity once per turn, and the fact that you can pretty much search almost your entire deck with this card. It can search Heritage, it can search any of the monsters, Apocalypse, by destroying a card on your field or in the hand. So good. I don't think the deck would do as well as this card. That card right there was hit on the Forbidden Limited list. So 5 copies of Diagram. 3 copies of True Draco Heritage. What this card allows you to do is for each type of True Draco / King cards into the graveyard that turn, you can draw a card for each type sent, monster, spell, and trap. So, and then also has the ability to give you an additional normal summon immediately after this effect resolves, and the ability to destroy a spell trap on the field when it leaves the field or graveyard. Now, a lot of people don't realize about this card is this counts both players. So if I'm in the mirror match and I pop a couple of their cards and then I send off mine, I could get to draw 3 based off their cards. So say I destroyed their monster and I sent a spell and trap, I would get to draw 3 since I sent their monster. So keep that in mind when playing this. 3 of that. Disciples also has the unique effect during your main phase to be able to do an additional normal summon and destroy a spell trap on at least the field once per turn. Its unique effect is kind of like a miniature Digesto Emerald. Return 3 True King / Draco cards to the deck to draw 1 card. Pretty self-explanatory. This gives you your grind game, so necessary at 3. If you lose all 3 of those, you pretty much lose. Next, one of the dumbest cards in this deck, and oh my god, how dumb this is. 3 Card of Demise. This card's power level is just insane. The ability just to draw 3 cards for no reason and no drawback in this deck is stupid. I like it that also the fact that a lot of people don't realize this is that you can go into battle phase, do some damage, and then main phase 2 play this. People don't realize that is a viable move. You don't special summon in this deck, so the only problem is you don't want to draw more demises off demises, but other than that, this is really good. Or a whole bunch of monsters. That's the other thing you want to draw. So 3 card demise, really, really good. Next, you have, I play 3-pod dualities. A lot of people say, well, why don't you play Desires? I don't like Desires because it doesn't matter if they're going to banish if I banish my 1 copy of Dynamite Fighter or whatever. I think it's too risky. I don't play Extravagance in here, even if I own them, which I do not, is because the fact that there are too many drawing cards in here, like Demise, Heritage, and Disciples being the big one, interferes with that card's plays. So I honestly think that this is a much better option at 3. Yes, it can potentially break up multiple copies, but you have Diagram to get rid of dead copies if you don't need them. So 3 of this is my way to go. And the MVP of the deck, which both my teammates said I'd probably regret in the end, it ended up being the MVP. Though to be fair, I told him to play Drone Lockbird when, I didn't expect Dangerous to not be as represented there or whatever. So, anywho, my MVP in the last minute decision was Cosmic Cyclone. My theory behind playing the Cyclone is that there is that 1 or 2 floodgate I don't want to deal with. Like a good example being Imperial Order. Having this when they go to activate Imperial Order is very important. So that's a thing. The reason I really like this card, though, is it's really good against rogue matchups. Any Pendulum players are not going to like this card. Mirror matches definitely hate this card. So this actually won me a couple games. The first of all, it saved me from being Imperial Ordered in the mirror match when I was in deep trouble and I needed my Demise to resolve. I went to activate Demise, they chained Imperial, and I chained this that was set to stop the Imperial. It basically prevented a Lunite player from keeping his Pendulum Scales alive. So yeah, really, really good card. I might keep this in here as a permanent tech because it's like, yeah. So that's it for the spells. For the traps, we have your 3 True Draco Apocalypse. Yeah, I know I'm missing a super, but yeah. This card is absolutely broken in this deck. The ability just to destroy any, it's unique, its common effects between it and return is that when it leaves the field, from the field to the graveyard, you destroy a monster, and during your opponent's main phase, immediately after it resolves, you can tribute summon. What makes this card really stupid, though, is the ability just to destroy any True Draco King / King card on the field and just cut all your opponent's monsters' attack in half permanently. When you already have beefy 26 or 23 plus attack point monsters, being able to just cut all their attacks in half lowers the threat. Like, Colossus becomes 13, Boral Sword becomes 15 without excluding his effect and all that. Trying to think of some other popular cards. Like this on Kagari is really funny. It turns like Crystal Wing into 15. It makes so many boss monsters that normally be a problem for decks just a piece of cake to deal with in battle. So the another MVP of this deck. Though I probably think this should be limited, but that's for another discussion video. Next, we have 1 return. Pretty much its unique effect compared to the other trap is it can revive one from the graveyard, but you can't summon for the extra for the rest of the turn, which you don't have. But without Masterpiece, I don't feel the revival effect is nearly as important as it once was. So, yeah, I think this would go to 2 and wouldn't really do anything, but that's not what we're here for. So, now for what makes True Dracos True Dracos. The Floodgates. The ones I went with this event was 3 Monarchs Erupt to start. Monarchs Erupt is a skill drain, which 2 of the 3 big decks cannot play under this. Salmon Greats really aren't going anywhere with this, and neither would Thunder Dragons. Sky Strikers aren't really truly annoyed by this, but they don't like it. But the big 2 are Thunder Dragons and Salmon Greats. The ability just to turn off all their monster effects while keeping mine on is extremely good. So, yeah, Monarchs Erupt is absolutely stupid. Be careful, because this does not interact well with Inspector Border or Imano Watto. But other than that, really, really good. So, yeah. The next Floodgate I played was 3 Summon Limit. Yet again, stops Thunder Dragons in their spot, Danger variants, stops Salamangreats. The 2 times I saw this, one of the matchups it didn't matter, and the other time it was keeping a player in check till they had permanents in the same column as it. That really sucked when it got negated by impermanence. So, but in theory, this is a really good card. It keeps Salamangreats in check. It keeps Thunder Dragon variants in check. Um, Crusadia Guard Dragons in check. And what people don't realize about this card, because we don't have an eroded text yet outside the Duelist League promos, is that if you were to negate a summon like with Solemn Strike, that counts as a summon even though it's negated. Also, the fact that this remembers what's been summoned even while it's set. So if you have it set face down, it remembers what has been summoned. So you go summon once, summon twice, flip it. So yeah, which can ruin any monster effects they use to summon to pop this. If you play this, wait till they've summoned twice, unless they're really going off. But I'd wait till they summon twice. That way they can't go into like Phoenix or whatever, try to pop it. Next Floodgate I played was 3. There can only be 1s. Yet again, good against Salamangreats, good against Thunder Dragon variants. I really like this card, and it was a lifesaver when I kept it on the field. Now I can't have more than one of my True Draco monsters on the field, but this, backed by an Inspector Border and another True Draco monster, will basically just tell a Salad player they can't play. Salamangreats just cannot play under that combo, so really, really good. And then 1 Skill Drain. Pretty much another negation that we have. Hold on, I'm trying to reach for my side deck. Okay, so yeah. Now, a neat little idea I forgot to mention with Cosmic Cyclone and Diagram, or any quick play spell in general. Now, a neat little combo you can realize this because I was deciding between Monarch Stormforth and Called by the Grave with this. The reason I really like this with quick play spells is what people don't realize is the destruction is not a cost. So, let's say they go to activate, trying to think of a spell or trap destroyer that stays on the field. I can't think of one. Let's pretend it's a Call by the Grave and they go to Ogre this. I go to activate, they go to activate Ogre. And let's say this is a Call by Grave. Chain Call by the Grave, banishing the Ogre. Now, since this isn't cost, not only did I negate the Ogre with Call by the Grave that would have destroyed my diagram, I could pop the same Call by the Grave to get what I want. So yeah, really, really good combo there. So for the side deck, I'm just going to go with the 5 unimportant cards first, which was, I mentioned earlier in the video, I side 1 more of each in case matchups don't like any of the others. And next is 3 red reboots. This is really good. I don't like evenly matched. I'm willing to pay half my life points to keep it that way. And in the mirror match, it's actually really good because it prevents True Draco Apocalypse from resolving. It keeps their Floodgates from resolving when I don't want to. And really good against Paleos if you run into them. But yeah, so 3 red reboots. Now, the main thing is I played what we call the Sky Striker package, which was 2 Gamma Seal, 3 Mistake, 3 Cursed Seals, Imperial Order, and Macrocosmos. Now, what I would do is I'd side out the 3 summon limits, the 3, there can only be 1s, 1 of the Monarchs Erupts, 1 Storm 4, or 1 Monarchs Erupts, 1 the Skill Drain, and 2 Inspector Borders. The reason I like that is I'd side in 10 cards that would just keep Sky Strikers in check. So a fourth of my deck was to say no to Sky Strikers if I went first. The Gamma Seal is really good if I was forced to go second, so they couldn't play. And this actually did well in the Winamat, where my final player was against a Sky Striker player. Game 2, I opened up Imperial Order, Cursed Seal, and Mistake with the ability to resolve all 3. I opened up Mistake, Macro, and Imperial Order. I went to flip Macro, he was able to get rid of it. He went to go engage, and I flipped Mistake, and he just conceded the duel because he really couldn't do anything. So, yeah. I side 10 cards art, and this is the Sky Striker package, because that's the only big of the big 3 my main deck doesn't really deal with. So that's it for the side deck. My matchups, like we pointed out in the video, we only went 4 rounds, lost twice. Both of my mirror matches, I probably would have won. I got the Salad player, I just bricked game 2, opening up double summon limit, double Apocalypse, and I think it was a Cosmic Cyclone, no way to trigger my effects. And ABC player, I horribly misplayed and made an illegal move. So, yeah, really, really bad. But overall, I think I did really good at the event. I swept the Winamat. I only lost one duel in the Winamat. That's just because I didn't know what the deck was. Once I found out it was Mech Knights, I knew how to deal with it. So, so yeah, that's the deck profile. I will try to get the third teammates up, the Salmon Great Players deck profile up as quickly as I can. Um, so yeah, that is the True Draco profile. And like I've said before, all you really have to do is flip the floodgates around to fit the format that you need to be in. True Dracos are one of those decks that could pretty much play any floodgate because Diagram could get rid of them and the monsters contribute them. So that'll be it for me. This is Fat Miss Wizard from aka Andrew from Team Jodwin signing out.